A warm welcome to you to this presentation, a special presentation on my 70:30 formula for success. I'm Ajoy Basu. Let us look at a typical scenario which all of us will be able to really identify with. You are qualified, well qualified, even double or triple qualified. You have put in about, let's say, 10 to 25 years of work in your domain, hard work. That is, in your areas of core competence, and acquired considerable experience over the years. But you're still stagnating. It's a difficult realization, but you're steeped in a routine, actually a rut, if I may say so, from which you're not able to extricate yourself. To that extent, you're demotivated and probably undervalued. You know and realize that in terms of your core competence, your expertise at that, you're superior, but you're not able to translate your superiority to a career reality, to exalt your position in the management hierarchy, to monetize the wealth of technical competence that you know you have. It is in this moment of critical predicament, in this scenario, that I seek to introduce the crucial, critical, magical 70:30 formula. In fact, the 70:30 ratio is more than a formula. It's actually a philosophy, understanding which and implementing it can take you to a different orbit of performance, where you will be rated as an outstanding performer with an extraordinary personality. Let us understand this magical 70:30 formula. I believe that broadly, for any performer in the management cadre, the core technical competency constitutes about 70% of your competency matrix, whereas the other knowledge skill sets, that is hard and soft both, constitute about 30%. This 30% is what I have designated as TRP skills. And what are these TRP skills? They are 15 plus skills that enable you to efficiently translate your resources to performance. These comprise a number of skills which I impart through my online course, JPM, Job Performance Enhancement Mastery. We will come to the composition of these 15 plus skills specifically later in this presentation. As you can see on the screen, if you multiply 70 by 30, the maximum index is 2100%. In my experience, most good managers are placed at around 50% out of the 70% in the domain expertise. And they are placed at somewhere around 10 to 15%, that is out of that 30% of soft and hard skills. And if you're not consciously working enough on the other skills, that is the hard and soft skills, and you could be somewhere around 10 to 15% on that. Let's presume 15% out of the 30%. Your competency index would be 50% into 15%, and that works out to 750%. Can you gauge the cruel reality here? If you correlate this 750% to 2100%, you are probably operating at about 36% of the possible. That's where your genius is compromised. Genius is what genius does. Despite being very good at your core proficiency, you're still working at probably around 1/3 of your potential. And you must be trying to figure out why you're unable to scale up the ladder when your technical competence is so good. The message, stark and clear, is that the 30% looks small, but is the multiplier. Do not undermine it. Make it a part of your self-prescription, your riyaz. In the next slide, you can see on the screen the incongruousness of the 70%, which looks smaller than the 30%, which really looks huge. This is a different perspective in the light of what we discussed. I would consider competency in the core domain as foundational, no mistaking that. But without the 30% multiplier effect, you will not reach far. This image captures the distinct point of view. What does this 30%, the 15 plus skills, comprise of? Based on my study and evaluation spanning decades, my years of consulting, training and coaching experience, I present to you what I call as the arsenal of TRP skills. So let's go through what appears to be a catalog of skills which you need to acquire to be proficient at that 30%. I call them the 30% arsenal of skills, almost as if it's a weaponry that will take you to the next threshold of performance. So the first one is numbers and financial orientation. Apart from the knowledge of accounting and financial management concepts, these include good acquaintance with the 60 plus spreadsheet skills, which I've integrated with my course JPM, Job Performance Enhancement Mastery. Your ability to put together a business plan involving projections over a number of years. Your ability to dissect financials, what we typically call as balance sheet analysis. Evaluating legal documents. How do you evaluate the draft of a voluminous legal document, validating it before being signed by the stakeholders? Business etiquette, getting it right. Self-assertiveness, the ability to express and be heard in all confidence. Word power, sentence power and construct of the sentence, huge area. Your word sentences all must be within the immediate orbit of your recall for instantaneous deployment. Pronunciation, huge area. Voice modulation, so that you speak and are heard more attentively and more effectively. Public speaking, another huge area which I believe is a sine qua non if you have to perform well in the higher echelons of management. We come to the next slide, in which our 30% arsenal of skills continues. We have at the 11th slot the meeting jockey. This is something which I've devised myself, and it's the remarkable ability to brainstorm and conduct meetings. Be the meeting jockey and you will be the darling of the management. Listening skills, negotiating skills, we've touched upon that in the course. Process mapping and internal control, huge area. 90% of your work is standard and can be routinized through process maps and proper narration. Time and attention management. There is a distinction between time and attention. We have brought that out. Emotional intelligence, huge area, progressively gaining more importance. Then I have an acronym which I have coined, that is hard work, riyaz, curiosity and imagination. Have these, integrate it with your riyaz, and it what we call as the self-prescription, which lays down the blueprint for your transformation. I call riyaz, the self-prescription, which is a part of riyaz, your daily discipline, your commitment to yourself. And another acronym, I don't run short of acronyms because it's easy to remember. This is for your personality transformation. What's your personality about? It's character, looks, intelligence, and characteristics. I dwelt at length on that. Mastering the keyboard, that is your familiarity with the keyboard, both with the alphabets and the numbers, and it's such a crucial part of your arsenal, your tools, that you will realize just mastering that can enhance your productivity substantially in the written communication. And finally, the complete manager. All these skills put together and proficiency at your core competence in the domain of your expertise, and no one can stop you from winning the game. That's, my friends, the mantra of 70:30. So the proposition I'm advancing to you right now is that when you embark on this journey of mastering the 15 plus skills, you're making a cogent commitment to progressively transform into a superior personality with really enhanced productivity. These are hallmarks of an outstanding performer at your workplace. I welcome you to my course JPM, Job Performance Enhancement Mastery, which promises to recourse your career. Thank you very much for watching this capsule.